In 1992, a third grader, using nothing but his imagination, access to soda, and those markers that smell like fruit, wrote a visionary tale that is just as relevant today as the day it was scrawled. It imagined a world where neo-Nazis, Russia, and somehow Donald Trump, who in this universe lives in a doghouse, would conspire to kidnap the children of America. Our tale takes place in an extended universe which encapsulates both Star Trek and the 1989 John Candy comedy Who's Harry Crumb. On the occasion of its 25th anniversary, the story has been brought to life using state-of-the-art technology. The original illustrations have been lovingly remastered, and the dialogue from the original manuscript has not been altered. Please enjoy The Nazi Kidnapping. Once, Eric was on a school field trip to Russia. When the class got back, Eric was gone. His teacher, Mrs. Schwarzenegger, called the place where they went in Russia. They said they did not see anyone get left behind.
He must have been kidnapped!
Miss Schwarzenegger contacted Eric's parents.
Miss Leisman, Eric has been kidnapped!
Miss Leisman couldn't believe what she was hearing.
Do you know who did it? No!
The next day, Mrs. Schwarzenegger got a note in the mail that said,
"If you don't give us $1 million, we'll blow up the country. But if you do, we will give Eric back. Signed, Squiggy, Nazi Captain."
So that's who kidnapped Eric.
The next day, Miss Leisman called President Bush. She said,
"President Bush, my son has been kidnapped by Nazis."
Was it Captain Squiggy?
Yes, it was.
Then I'll hire Detective Crumb, and he'll be in Los Angeles tomorrow.
President Bush called Detective Crumb. He said,
"Detective Crumb, someone's kid has been kidnapped by the Nazis."
Was it Captain Squiggy?
Of course it was. There's only one Nazi, Captain.
When Detective Crumb was on the plane, a Nazi spy tried to crash the plane. Captain Spock, captain of the plane, used the Vulcan neck pinch on the spy to capture him. The plane got on fire anyway. Everybody got parachutes, and all the grandpas used their beards as parachutes. When they landed, they fell in chimneys, and the fires were burning. Detective Crumb landed in Mr. Magoo's house. Mr. Magoo said,
"You nerd, you put out my fire!"
Detective Crumb said,
"Cut the small talk. I need to know where the Nazis are."
Mr. Magoo said,
"They used to live next door, but they fell in chimneys too."
Detective Crumb said,
"Do you know where they live now?"
Mr. Magoo said,
"Next door to where they lived last time."
Detective Crumb, Captain Spock, and Mrs. Spock tried to get into the Nazi base. Detective Crumb said,
"I just need a key to get into this door."
Captain Spock said, "Okay, just use my ears." Detective Crumb said,
"We need to get past the guards."
How? Mr. Spock's ears are flat.
"We could dress up as Indian chiefs."
"That never works."
"Oh, yes it does."
Detective Crumb, in an Indian suit, said,
"How?"
All the guards said, "How?
How? How?"
And Captain Squiggy said,
How?
Detective Crumb, in an Indian suit, said,
"Enough with the hows already."
After using Captain Spock's ear to open a door, they saw guards guarding a door. Mrs. Spock said,
I'll use kung fu to throw food at the guards. Anybody got any bananas?
"I think we have some in the car."
"What do you mean in the car? The car is at the auto body shop because you crashed into a telephone pole. You said you had a license."
Detective Crumb, in an Indian suit, saw Eric in a case filled with dozens of elephants. Detective Crumb, in an Indian suit, said,
What is that boy doing in that case? Just the standard prisoner. How about I take him back, because some people might come to rescue him? Good idea, I will let you take him. Don't worry, I'll give him back to you as soon as possible.
Then Captain Squiggy took Eric out of the case and gave Eric to Detective Crumb. Then Detective Crumb ran out of the door with Eric and go into Captain Spock's plane and flew back to Chicago. On the way, Captain Spock said, "Now all we have to worry about is the Ku Klux Klan." The end. Well, almost.